Hello, my friends. My name is Theodore, astrologer and teacher, and welcome to this video on Leo rising. So if you're a Leo rising, I hope you can stick around and maybe even leave some of your experiences in the comments. And if you are new, I would love if you could consider subscribing to the channel if you do enjoy this video. So today we're going to run through what Leo is all about, and then we're also going to touch on what the first house is all about, because the rising sign is essentially the first house. I practice traditional astrology with a little bit of evolutionary astrology. So for me, I utilize whole sign houses, meaning the entire first house is all of the zodiac sign. So in this case, all of the first house as a Leo rising would be you. So Leo is an interesting zodiac sign. It is the third or the second of three fire signs if we're going in order of zodiacal, this is the zodiacal story. Leo makes up the natural fifth house of astrology. So we're talking about creativity, pleasure, self-expression. We're talking romance, and we're talking just the abundance of wanting to be larger than life in many ways. But I do have some notes here that I've had for many years that I love just kind of running over, just a very brief rundown of what Leo is all about. And this very much kind of should let you understand, like, this is the kind of energy that kind of comes to what people will first see you as, right? And that's kind of maybe something I should mention before I give some brief characteristics. The rising sign that occupies the first house, we're talking about the first impression people get from you. The rising sign represents the body. It represents the essence of our being. It represents what people see immediately. You can imagine the first house as being your subjective experience, and the seventh house across the aisle, really other people, right? Other people, the relationships we will have in a most intimate way is the seventh house. But the first house really is how we are kind of just operating the world, right? Aside from our moon and our sun, the rising sign is extremely important. And really, it is the first impression we give the world. So that's kind of the best way to sum up what a rising sign is, even though there is so much that you can go into and picking apart what the first house is, what the rising sign is all about. But essentially, it is just who you are, like that first moment you come into the world. In a natal chart reading, we would even look to early childhood involving the first house. So a lot of things that could have gone on with you in your early life could very much have had the energy of whatever zodiac sign occupies there. So Leo risings, for example, very energetic children, potentially kids that just run around, want to be kind of crazy and have fun and just are want to be seen in a way. And the only other way that that wouldn't be the case is, of course, if there's planets that make that afflicted or this, that, and the other thing. Now, if you have Saturn in the first house, like, you're definitely going to have a hard time expressing yourself when you're young. But generally speaking, a fire sign for the first house is very energetic, right? We're talking a lot of enthusiasm. We're talking about wanting to play all the time. So, but Leo, fixed fire. Okay, what does fixed mean? Fixed means that we are dealing with a stubbornness to this energy. We're dealing with someone who, when they believe in something, there's no way to change their mind unless they have a really good reason. They like to be in control. Now, the one fire sign rising video I did before this one, because I am going in order, doing fire signs first, I did Aries recently. So by the time you're watching this, all of them are probably released maybe. But I did Aries, and Aries is very much a leader too. Aries likes to take initiative and be very active. But the difference between Aries and Leo is that Aries kind of is a little bit, it can be flexible. Believe it or not, Aries has the ability to be flexible because it's a free spirit. Aries loves to just be independent and free, where Leo likes control. Leo likes to lead. Leo kind of can be a little authoritarian as well. But at the same time, Leo just wants to run his life like a CEO, or her life like a CEO. They want to be open and caring as well, but they want to be in charge of the choices. They want to be known for what they're known for. And there's a pride ego to Leo. So when the world sees you, as you get older, depending on how you're developing, because if you're not developing properly and maybe you're going off the rails, or again, everyone's experience is so different, we can become more egotistical. We can become people who are too proud. People might see you as someone who is way too, proud of himself. And that could be a problem for some people. Then other people might look to a Leo rising as an inspiration because they really have proven that they can do the work, that they can lead, that they can be active and not give up, that they can really stand for something, right? And people know that about them. So really it just depends. And Leo risings also have the ability for anger issues, because if someone crosses their path and it's not in line with their beliefs and what they want out of life, then there can be problems. There can be a lot of aggression towards another, for example, and people might know that about you, who may be people who know you the closest. So some key words for Leo are generous, hospitable, caring, warm, authoritative, right? That's what I was saying about the ego, again, needing control and stuff over something that they believe in or whatever. Active, open, attention, hungry, flamboyant, big heart, aggressive action. So I think a lot of us know what Leo's all about, but when it comes to Leo energy in the rising sign, right, where people see you, this is what the first impression people will get from you. Or over time, you will grow into qualities and people will know you for this just as much as they'll know you for your sun sign. So it really just depends on what other placements you have, of course, that really dictate the energies of all of your astrology. But essentially, the first house very much occupies what you are known for as far as what the people first see. The rising sign also very much can show you what you kind of look like in a way. Now, Leos don't necessarily, in my opinion, have some kind of a look. But there's an energy, just like all zodiac signs. There's this energy of power, of authority, of whatever one is involved in, whatever one is known for. They are known to be loyal and just extremely diligent in their pursuits. And at some point, they do need to rise to some leadership role, or they will just continue to maybe just feel, they might get actually more angry in life, to be quite honest. At some point, a Leo rising needs to take control of their life. They need to work themselves up a ladder and to become some kind of dominant figure, right? And this can be anything. This can be management at a retail store. This can be you working your way up in a legal system that makes you maybe like a judge or something. This can mean a lot of things. So Leo risings need to be seen for something. And naturally, they will fall into roles where they do have the ability to be seen, right? And that's very, very important because Leo is ruled by the sun. And when the sun is in the first house, we are talking about people looking at you, people looking at the light of the sun and getting blinded a little bit. So it really just depends on what you're doing in your life. Are people looking at you, the sun, from a place of admiration and someone that they can trust and depend on, or from a place of egotistical narcissism potentially? Right? A lot of Leo risings can be narcissists. That's also something to consider, my friends. But if you're a Leo rising, let me know what your experience is like. Or if you have any experience with Leo risings, I would like to hear from you. But this is just a quick rundown of what a Leo rising is all about. So fixed energy, right? That's stubbornness. We're dealing with a fire sign, of course. We're dealing with flamboyancy. We're dealing with ego. We're dealing with loyalty. We're dealing with leadership. And the rising sign is all about where the world meets you, right? And where you meet the world. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.